Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sugar Friday call. Don't forget to sign in and give a greeting. If you can, we have so far 8 people on the call in addition to myself. So thank you for coming. I have a very special guest in the room. This screen is the one I'll be using. This one doesn't show. Okay. Jose Gallegos, some of you know, you may know from DECC. He is going to be helping me here for a while, work on tickets. He is on a steep learning curve, just like I was 5 months ago when I started. So he's going to be helping with the tickets, with the articles, all sorts of stuff. So I would like you all to either say something, unmute yourself and welcome Jose, or put it in the window. So Angie's already welcomed him. Lilith has welcomed him. Hi, everyone. Didn't hear who said something. Jody just said, hi, Jose. Carol said, Sandra?
Yes.
Oh, I heard the end of your voice. Your microphone went off and then on. So did you?
Yeah, because I muted it real quick.
Okay. Okay. We didn't hear what you said.
Something you don't want to hear.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. Okay, Cindy, introduced yourself. Thanks, Cindy. How's the San Luis Valley doing today?
Well, it's pretty nice and warm.
Oh, good. We're only supposed to be at 82 today as our high in Denver.
Well, I'm fortunate that I get to work from home in Creed, and I'm at 9,000 feet elevation.
Oh, so you're not that warm.
No, not that warm.
Well, good for you. Hi, Sharon. Okay, the first item on the agenda is I have changed sort of the invitation for the meetings, and I've been trying to update the meetings, just putting in the user group, sugar users at groups.electricmembers.net, instead of everybody's name individually, to try to manage this a little better. And I'm curious on if you did not get this morning, it would have a specific Friday sugar support webinar for today, and you have the old one. Because what I did is I just deleted everybody's name and put everybody's name in this user list. So if you did not get the agenda, please put a note in the chat window. So Lilith, you did not get the agenda today? Nope. Okay. Thanks. And Sandra did not. Okay, so I have to work on that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Thanks. I wasn't sure if this would work, so I'm going to change it and put everybody's individual name in instead of this, because it's possible that some of the emails would not work that way. So thank you for the feedback on that. So nobody received it. Okay. So, oh well. Last week, I do want to make sure you know where the calls are. So I'm going to go to where you see the calls, and we'll see if there's any comments. So you go to support.eclacolorado.org, and then you click on forums, and you scroll near the bottom, And here's the recorded webinars and trainings. And this is one of the things that Jose and I will be working on, is adding more trainings, verifying the trainings that are here, as long as in addition to all these articles. One of the things I have started to add is just a really quick FAQ area near the bottom right above this. So this is, instead of the long articles, this is just a very short question. I would love a tutorial, for example, on how to run reports. And so here's a link to a tutorial. So we're adding these FAQs when people send me a question, either through a ticket or something that I think will really be quick, then we'll add this here. So in the Friday support calls, that again is on the bottom after you click forums. And you can click this Friday support calls. And the last one will be on top, as well as any notes from the calls. In some cases, I'll have links so you can see more details. Okay, so that's the support calls where you can get in. I do want to make sure you know also that there is an announcement section. Some people have been saying that they haven't been getting some of the announcements from the state, and I add these every time that I get one to this forum's announcements. So I'm going to go back in. And again, if you click on forums, the first forum is announcements, and you can see that the CCR&R Council updates, the one that was sent this morning, I've already put this in. So if you go to announcements, you'll see, like, here's the one from this week, here's the one from last week. So you can always check here if you think that you've missed an announcement. One of the important things here, though, is that if you want to see whenever something's added to any of these forums, you can click the follow link and you'll get an email for the announcements. So here's the announcements today from actually it's from Alexandra, but it talks about scholarship, CCAP. See, there's a lot about CCAP, and then there's a whole bunch of attachments that they have put in. Any questions on where to find that help? And I'm waiting for some feedback to make sure I didn't put everybody to sleep. So say no questions, or if you have a question, make sure you ask it. Either unmute yourself and ask the question, or say, or put it in the chat. No questions? Lilith, you're great at your response. Cindy, no questions. Good. Okay. Got it. One of the people says Rick Winter. I'm guessing that it's Liz. Liz, are you me? Or am I somebody else? Okay, I don't know. Okay. So the next thing, I only have one more thing, so I would like you guys to think of any questions that you have. Oh, Philip. Phil, you unmuted your phone, so do you have something?
Nope. Sorry.
No? Okay.
I just signed in.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. And actually, I'm going to go right now to report that you created. So it's interesting that you.
Oh no! What did I do?
Okay. So I'm gonna, and actually, you can help as I do this. There's a question that I got a ticket that I thought would be helpful to others. Can you help me figure out how to obtain a report on with what level 1 license providers have moved to level 2 starting July 1st? And so what I did is I went into Salesforce because you had created a report that I found that I thought,
Oh no.
oh no, yeah, look out. Okay, so I'm logging into Salesforce. And if you have not used the reports in Salesforce, they are after accounts, QRS applications, and then reports. Okay, and I just looked at, I just looked for award. And in my case, I've created 2 reports, but this unfiled public reports, look at whose name is on it right here. Phil's name is right there. So it's for a specific council, which is ECPAC, but I figured we might be able to use that. So I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's where the filter is. So for those of you who have used filters in Sugar, this is a little bit different, but you can see right here the program council alias equals ECPAC. So if I edit this, and then I'm going to click edit right here. So I can put another council. For example, I can put DECC and click OK. And then here is the list for DECC. And you can see right here that it has all the ratings and then when the L2 award date was. So what I'm going to do is show that. Let's see. Oh, run report up here. I am not used to this report. And then I can export the details if I wanted to work with this. So click on export. And then I'll click export again. So it shows on the bottom of the screen and Excel's coming up.
Let's see here. So I know there were some issues with exporting to Excel, and that's just kind of a Salesforce issue right now. You do need to, it looks like it's still the case, you do need to export to CSV.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, weird little hiccup in Salesforce right now, or at least our implementation. So yeah, where you see it says export file format, Excel format, click that drop down and go to CSV. Okay. It'll do the same thing, it's just comma separated value.
Okay, and so again, it's down here in the bottom left corner of my screen. See, now it worked. Okay, and for
you
those
might need to open up those columns. But
yeah, for those of you that don't know Excel, you can double click with that. I'm going to actually drag this. I don't need quite that long. So the double-headed black arrow, when I double click, it shows me the levels. And the specific question was, when did they get the L2 date? So I'm going to go to the Data tab and then choose Filter and see how it puts these down arrows. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I want to remove the blanks. So I clicked on this down arrow right after the award date and click OK. And then here's all the dates for those that have gotten a level 2. And then if I want to change this, I clicked on the first one and I'm going to sort that the newest to the oldest, so that's the Z to A button. And here's all the current, the last 2, and so you can see the order that has come in.
yeah, and you might find some anomalies in there. Like, for example, in that list, I saw one that was like a Bright Horizons that said it was a level 1, but it had a level 2 award date. You'll have little issues like that. You just might want to get in touch with our help desk to troubleshoot those if that's really generating a problem with you. But I presume you're all, well, I don't need to presume, you're all pretty smart people, so you might even know why that might be the case for a specific provider.
Right. Just like we and the the sugar side depend on the councils, the QI navigators, the coaches, etc. If they notice that data is wrong, it's really helpful for you to give us feedback, because we're all just the database folks, and it helps to have people in the real world. Sorry about that. Okay, are there any questions on that Excel report? So, and I'm again waiting for any feedback in the chat window. Or you can unmute yourself and say, how did you find this report again? I don't see it in Salesforce. Okay, so I'm going to go back into Salesforce. I'll show you my window. Actually, I'll click on accounts so it looks like sort of what it looks like when you start. Then I clicked in reports, and it actually remembered the last one I worked on. But up here in the Find Reports and Dashboards, you can click, and then if you were guessing, maybe it was called level, I don't know, and then here's the reports that have level in the word, so that's not what I want, and then maybe L2 might be, and so here's everything that has L2 in the title, or I'm going to top award. Oh good, Lilith, found it. Good. Okay, any other feedback? I do love it when somebody doesn't quite get what I said, and so I can repeat what is necessary. So again, if you understood, or if you want, okay, thanks for showing the Excel trick filter. So again, just to review that, the filter is on your data tab, and then there's the button called filter. You're welcome, Angie. And you're welcome, Cindy. Thank you. Okay. I had only have those two items. And so I would like, if anybody has any questions, for them either to unmute themselves and say what your question is, or write your question in the chat box. Angie says, can you show how to export to Excel again? I would love to, Angie. Thank you for letting me know that you need that. Okay, so I'm going to go back into reports, and let's say I'll pick any, this award dates is mine. Philip, are you still on the call?
I am, yeah.
Do you know how to, like, I can create a report that other people can see? Do you have to?
Yeah. Pretty much anything that you put into the unfiled public reports are going to then be public. Now, since they're unfiled, they won't show up in any of your folders. So you will have to search for them, or have a link. Oftentimes, when I put something into the unfiled public reports folder or group or whatever you want to call it, then that's because I'm producing it and then sending it via email with a link to the intended recipient. Now that said, Salesforce does have its own, mechanisms in place to restrict access to records. So if you're logged in and you don't see anything in a report, it's probably because you don't actually have access to those records in Salesforce.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, sometimes I don't see things, and so it's like, okay, is the report working, or so that's great for me to know.
Yeah.
Same thing in sugar. You know, I actually have access to everything, so I can't tell when reports aren't working for individuals unless they tell me. Okay, so if I wanted to put this award dates in the unfiled public reports, how do I do that?
So you would want to open up the report.
Okay.
And I believe if you go to Save As, click on that Save As button.
Oh, I see.
And you see where that report folder, oh, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm not sure what, maybe you don't have permission to save to unfiled public reports. Maybe that's something for special people like me.
Okay, yeah, you're special and I'm not. Oh, well. Okay.
No, well, you're special in sugar.
Yeah, I'm special in sugar. Okay. All right. So there's another question. Can we have access to create folders? So how do you create your own folder?
I'm going to guess that that's a permissions thing. I'll check with Colin on that. He's going to be the, yeah, because where you see the word folders there, and then there's the search bar underneath it, there should be a little icon that would allow you to create it, but it looks like you don't have permission to create a folder. I'll get in touch with Colin to see if there's a reason for that.
Well,
maybe we can grant permission to you all to create your own folders and such.
Okay. Well, these are all the reports on the My Personal Custom reports. These are all the reports that I've created. So maybe that's good enough. Yeah, that's, Lilith has said, I've just been putting reports in My Personal Custom reports. So I think that's a good solution for now. So whoever asked the question.
It's a good solution. Just keep in mind that anything in My Personal Custom reports you can't share out to another audience. So for example, Rick, I won't be able to see any of those reports that you've created.
Good, okay.
Well, I mean, I could, but
but most people, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Lilith wouldn't be able to see those reports.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go, is there one of your favorite reports that we could search for? Angie has this question on how to export to Excel again, so I would just like to go to a different report.
Oh, geez. Let's see. They're all my favorites.
Okay.
You go to that All Programs that Dorothy created there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to click on that.
Pretty good.
Okay, and this is for Angie and for anybody else that wants to do this. So I clicked on the report and see the buttons Run Report, Hide Details, Customize, Save As, Printable View, and then Export Details is the one we're going into. And what Phil said right now is the Excel format is not working. So the other option is comma delimited, but that also is an Excel format. So comma delimited and then export. And the report goes in the bottom left-hand corner. And I'm opening it up. You're welcome, Angie. Okay. Any other questions on what we've covered already? Or now add any items that you would like to talk about? Welcome, Lisa. Thanks for signing in.
I was going to tell you when you were talking about not being special in Salesforce, but being special in sugar. That definitely meant you were sweet, so.
Okay. Thanks for the joke. Okay, so I'm waiting for questions.
Yeah, this is Jose. I have a question. Since I'm starting on the tickets now, is there a standard way that you all put together the tickets? Or I think Rick mentioned that you talked about this last week, but what makes a really good ticket?
Okay, go ahead and type in, I'm going to go back to the notes, but while I'm going to the notes from last week, if you have anything to put in, and does anybody else on here, maybe, I don't know it just says Colorado Department of Human Services, who is that? Are you one of the ones that does tickets?
It's Michelle, Rick.
Oh, hi, Michelle. It's too bad your
Hi.
name isn't there. Can you tell us from your point of view what makes a really good ticket?
You know, actually, I really don't know if this is pertaining to sugar.
No,
Usually
any help ticket.
any help. You know, it's usually just whenever there's a problem, if they call us or send an email, we can either, one, try and figure out how to help them, or two, send them to a resource that can help them. So I really, because there's so many different problems that people will call about. It could be anywhere from they can't access their application to they're just unable to reset their password. That, I mean, you know, there's just no definition of what is a good help ticket, because you never know what the whole situation is until you can talk to them. So, and I'm probably not the best one to answer this question because I'm like the super simple one. So, and you know, I'll stay on the phone for an hour with a program walking them through things. So, yeah, so I don't know if I'm the best one to answer that question.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Lilith just piped in, and I really like it when the license number is on the ticket, because there are some programs like Kaleidoscope or Infant is in the word, or it's really helpful to have the license number. So if this isn't in the notes from the last Friday support call, I'll make sure it is. So I'm going to go into Friday support calls again. Screenshots, Lilith adds. Okay, and then I'm going to edit this. Whoops. What makes a good ticket? Okay, so in the header, good subject, the URL, so up here at the top, if you're in a specific place, if you copy that, specific, okay, and Lilith mentioned screenshots. So screenshots are very helpful if you hit your print screen, or I have made this snipping tool, which is part of Microsoft Office. I've even put it on my toolbar down here. So the snipping tool is very helpful in creating portions of screenshots. So if I want to create just a portion and show, then it will copy just that. So that's, again, called the snipping tool. Include the link to the sugar record. Troubleshooting part of help. Include key things that might be wrong with the record or you can use to fix. Let's see. Oh, okay, these were things that we need to do. Okay, here's just the good help ticket. Okay, edit. What makes a good help ticket? Okay, so Lilith said license number. Sandra asked, who helps with the Salesforce password? You can actually, you can send me a help ticket and then I just actually forward it on to Salesforce. Their help is if I go into a new, Phil, do you know offhand what your email is for the Salesforce ticket, or Michelle?
I'm not sure. For a password issue, I think if you're on like the main Salesforce login, it should be self-service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if that doesn't work, they can call the help desk and we can send a password reset to them.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? This is Sandy. I think it's more than just a password reset. I think that I haven't used Salesforce in a really long time, so I think that probably my whole Salesforce, whatever it's called, is expired. So that's what I think my issue is. So I'll call Michelle at the help desk and get it squared away.
Yeah, please do, because what happens if we go through and do cleanup, so if we see that someone's been inactive for several months, we'll mark them as inactive. So then if you should try to log in and see you haven't been on it for like 3 months, it could totally be that we marked you as inactive so you can't access it. So that would be definitely calling us, and then we can then reactivate your account.
That's what I think is going on, because until today I didn't realize that I could access those reports, and I think those are really wonderful. So I haven't been using Salesforce. I've really been focusing my attention on Sugar, and then my coach, she's the one that goes on to EC Connects and Salesforce rather than me. So, but I didn't realize those reports were there. So.
Okay, well, I'll look into your account and see if it's been marked as active or inactive. And if it's inactive, I'll reactivate it for you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Michelle, your help desk is so much faster than our help desk. So you guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other hints for that you can help Jose out, especially since what's going to happen is Jose is going to become level 1 help, and I am going to be level 2 help, and then our programmers are going to be level 3 help. So so the more detail that you provide will really help us. Jose will assign things that he doesn't know directly to me, and then I'll assign them to Bill or to somebody else on our programmers. So if you include lots of details, that does help. Jose, can you think of anything else that would help you when people are, since you're just starting on the help desk?
Maybe include the time that you experienced the issue.
Oh, okay.
Or if it's a recurring, something you noticed and then didn't follow up on until it happened the second time.
Okay.
And checking the priority box.
Oh yeah, on the priority box, I'm going to go over that again, so you know what Jose is talking about. Okay, so on the priority, low would mean that it's not critical that you get it solved today. Medium would be great if we could solve it today. High is yes, try to solve it today or tomorrow. And then urgent, please try to solve it before you leave. Urgent would probably also be anything that you think would affect a lot of people and they wouldn't be able to do their business. Okay. Cindy, thanks for the comment. Okay, any other questions that you want solved today? Nope, Lilith says. I'll wait a couple minutes, see if there are any questions. I always like giving people, especially on Fridays, any extra time. So it's possible I'm going to give you a gift of 20 more minutes today to do whatever you need to do, or maybe even leave early, who knows. Sandra says not at this time. I love the link ticket at the bottom of Sugar pages. Yes, Angie says, so if you're in Sugar, oh, you don't even have to log in. You can submit a ticket even before you log in. Hi, Deanna. I get your email. Yeah. If you want to change the name that appears on the chat window, you need to go. It's a little hard to see on here, but in your GoToMeeting, because it won't show if I put it on the screen. So you go into GoToMeeting, and the first item on the GoToMeeting menu, that's at the upper left-hand corner of the little GoToMeeting, is edit your name and email. I've been afraid to put medium or low for fear the problem will get dropped to the bottom of the list and won't get resolved. What kind of time frame is realistic for the medium or low priority? That would be, Deb, I would say in 2 days would be a medium and low. The actual service level agreement will say a little bit longer, but I've been, at least in order to get to you first, that's one of the reasons for having Jose in, is so we can get to all tickets, at least look at them before the end of the day and ask you a question. So right now, you can, I mean, if it really is, medium would probably be, something that you really need and not a lot of people. So medium is certainly fine, but urgent, I would really appreciate if it really isn't something that I need to stop everything and fix, then I'd appreciate if you don't put urgent on it. Did that answer your question enough, Deb? Everything is urgent in your life. I know, Lilith. We got to do everything. I understand some people, your life is really urgent, but sometimes, if people put urgent on everything, then sometimes I will say, okay, I'm going to do somebody else's urgent first. I know I shouldn't say that, but if you put urgent on everything, yes. What about low? How long would it take to get fixed? Generally, Deb, if I am really busy, then I'll get to it the next day. That's what it's been looking like. So the question, how long will it take fixed, depends on if I can, or right now, if Jose can fix it, then if I can fix it. The programmers, it depends on, if they're in. So we'll get back to you usually by the end of the day. If not the end of the day, it sort of depends on when you send it. By the end of the next day, at least to ask you a question. How long it takes to get fixed sort of depends on the scope of the problem. Yeah, Lisa says, I've used medium and low and found the response to be quick enough for my needs and often quicker than the higher priority because the challenge is easier to resolve. Don't hesitate to use it if you think it really isn't urgent. So, Deb, if you could try low, and then if it's not quick enough, then start escalating it, that it's more. But I really do try, well, and because I have Jose here now too, I think that we'll give you a good response time for whatever your problem is. And Angie says, I agree with Lisa, great response time. Thank you, I really appreciate that feedback. And Deb, I really appreciate you asking the question, because it does help a lot when people really do put the priority that is sort of standard across it. So I can do urgent stuff first, and then high, and then medium, and then low. But some of the urgent stuff, just like Lisa said, is like, I don't know how to fix it. And so it will take longer because I can't fix it and we have to send it up the ladder. Thank you, Lilith. I'll try harder to send less urgent ones. I appreciate it very much. Okay. Yeah, Cindy, it does help when something has been resolved, which I'm sure I do appreciate. It's a little hard for me to choose when something's resolved. It's like, did I really resolve it? And without the communication on the other end, I will sometimes close tickets that you don't feel is resolved. But please, let me know if it isn't. And sometimes I'll leave them open because I'm waiting for a response. So I really do appreciate, even if you just say thank you, or it's resolved on my end. So I'm just guessing that it's resolved on your end. Thank you very much. That's a really good comment. Okay, I don't see any more topics that came up, so I'm going to gift you 18 minutes for your day. So you get 18 more minutes to play or whatever you want to do, unless somebody quickly says something they want resolved. Otherwise, have a wonderful Friday and a good weekend. Thank you for the gift of time. Enjoy your weekend. You too. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Wow, so powerful. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate all the thank yous. Still, I need to wait just in case somebody has, they'll put something in here that maybe they want just me to solve. I'm still on audio so people can hear this too. So if you ever want to, ask a question at the end, say, you could say only for me or something like that.
So, Rick, this is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, I chimed in a little late, but I am guessing then that you have a new sidekick, and this is Jose?
Yeah, Jose's right here. Say hi to Lisa. Lisa is like one of the prime users. So she's my go-to person.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Jose.
I ran into your name a lot when I was going through documentation with DECC.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry. Well, hopefully I won't be so needy in the future.
That's good to hear.
But I appreciate you being there to help out.
Well, one of the things I like about Lisa is that she brings up issues that we all need to discuss. It's not your the way that you look at the thing. It's like you're looking at it for everybody, not just yourself. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Try that.
Have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We still have
10 people on.
Yeah. But it does take a little while, some time to, I'm hearing people go off, but the number's not going down. But I think we're okay, so I'm going to